Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're a coin collector, or maybe you've just stumbled upon a stash of pennies and you're wondering, could any of these be worth more than a cent? You're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the 1968 Lincoln penny, a coin that may not seem special at first glance, but trust me, some 1968 pennies can be worth a lot more than you think. Whether it's a rare error or a specific mint mark, you might have a hidden treasure in your collection. So make sure to stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just find out that you're holding onto something valuable. Let's get into it. Music fades out. Let's start with a brief refresher on the basics of the 1968 Lincoln penny. On the obverse, the front, you've got the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, while on the reverse, the back, you'll see the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which was used from 1959 to 2008. The 1968 penny also features the AD mint mark, indicating that it was minted as the Denver Mint. Cut to a close-up of a 1968 Lincoln penny, showing both sides clearly. 1968 was a year of significant changes in U.S. coinage. It was just a couple of years after the copper-clad zinc penny was introduced in 1965, replacing the older 90% copper penny. So, the 1968 penny is made with the composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which makes it different from older pennies, but it's still a valuable piece of history. Rarest coins. So, you might be wondering, how much is a 1968 Lincoln penny actually worth? If you have a regular 1968 penny in good condition, it's likely only worth its face value of 1 cent. However, the 1968 penny can become very valuable if it has certain errors or variations. We're talking about rare coins that could be worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So let's explore what makes the 1968 penny stand out. Here's the exciting part. The 1968 penny, like many other coins, is home to a few important error types that can significantly increase its value. The two main types you'll want to watch for are double dies and repunched mint marks, which are both very rare and highly collectible. Let's break each one down. Rarest coins. First up is one of the most sought-after errors in the coin world, the 1968 double die obverse penny. A double die error occurs when a coin die is struck multiple times, causing the design to appear doubled in certain areas. Cut to close-up of a 1968 double die obverse penny, highlighting the double letters on A Liberty and A in God We Trust. On a 1968 double die obverse, you'll notice doubling on the letters of A Liberty, the date A 1968, and even the motto A in God We Trust. Sometimes, this doubling is subtle, but in other cases, it's very pronounced and easy to spot. So, how much can a 1968 double die obverse penny be worth? Well, this is where things get exciting. A 1968 double die obverse in circulated condition can be worth anywhere from $10 to $50, but when the doubling is more pronounced and clear, you could see values jumping to $100 to $200 or more. Cut to graphic showing different values for 1968 double die obverse penny based on its grade and clarity. Rarest coins in higher grades, especially for coins that are MS65 or higher, the value can easily reach $500 or even more. Coins with obvious doubling and in pristine condition are very sought after by collectors, so don't overlook this error if you have one. Now that you know the value of the 1968 double die obverse, let's talk about how to spot one. It's all about looking closely at the letters and numbers on the obverse. Cut to a close-up of the A Liberty and A in God We Trust on a 1968 penny under magnification. Start by examining the word A Liberty. If you see a shadow or double strike effect on the letters, that's a sign of doubling. Check the A and the AB for the clearest signs. Do the same with the motto A in God We Trust, especially the AT and AS. The TA A 1968 is another critical area. If the numbers seem to have extra images or look slightly offset, you might have a double die on your hands. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on discovering valuable treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're going to talk about a penny that might just be hiding in your collection or even in your loose change right now, the 1978 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may seem like just another regular penny. But trust me, there are some rare 1978 pennies out there that could be worth way more than 1 cent. Stick around as we dive into the world of rare coins and rare varieties to help you figure out if your 1978 Lincoln penny could be worth a lot of money. Music fades out as the host starts speaking. Rarest coins. Let's start with a little background on the 1978 Lincoln penny. As many of you already know, the Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, and it features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the front, while the reverse has featured the Lincoln Memorial from 1959 to 2008. The 1978 penny was made of the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc composition. Cut to close-up of a 1978 Lincoln penny, showing the obverse and reverse clearly. One thing to remember is that, just like most pennies from the 1970s, the 1978 Lincoln penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint or Denver Mint. So, depending on whether it has a D mint mark or no mint mark at all, it will be from either mint. Now, let's talk about what makes a 1978 penny worth more than just 1 cent. In most cases, a regular circulated 1978 penny isn't going to get you more than a few cents. However, some specific rare coins or varieties of the 1978 Lincoln penny are worth much more. Let's take a look at what those are. Rarest coins. There are a couple of rares that can make the 1978 penny worth a significant amount of money. The two main ones you'll want to keep an eye out for are double dies and off-center strikes. These errors are a result of mistakes during the minting process, and they can add serious value to your coin if they're in good condition. Let's explore these errors. First up is the 1978 double die obverse penny. A double die error happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts or is misaligned, causing the design to appear twice, creating doubling on certain features of the coin. On a 1978 double die obverse, the doubling is most commonly seen in the inscription "A Liberty" and the motto "A in God We Trust." Rarest coins. Cut to close-up of a 1978 double die penny, showing the clear doubling on "A Liberty" and "A in God We Trust." On the 1978 double die obverse, you'll notice that letters like AL, AI, and AB will appear doubled. It's often visible to the naked eye, especially in high-quality specimens. The most noticeable doubling will be around the AY in A Liberty, and the AT and AS in A Trust. So, how much can a 1978 double die obverse penny be worth? Well, this error is pretty rare, and if you find one in good condition, it could be worth much more than face value. A well-preserved 1978 double die penny in circulated condition can be worth anywhere from $20 to $50 depending on the extent of the doubling. Cut to graphic showing the value of a 1978 double die obverse penny in different conditions. But if you find a high-grade example like MS65 or higher, this coin could be worth $100 to $200 or even more. For the most prominent doubling, some collectors have reported values climbing to around $500 or more. It all depends on the degree of doubling and the condition of the coin. Rarest coins. So, how do you spot a 1978 double die obverse penny? It's actually pretty simple if you know what to look for. First, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to closely examine the A Liberty and A in God We Trust inscriptions. Cut to close-up of A Liberty on a 1978 penny under magnification. Look for signs of doubling where the letters appear to be shifted or duplicated. The most prominent signs will be around the AY in A Liberty and the AT in A Trust. Sometimes the doubling can be subtle, but with a good magnifier, you should be able to see it clearly. Another error you should keep an eye out for is, welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're a coin collector or just someone who likes to dig through pocket change, today's video is for you. We're going to be talking about the 1971 Lincoln penny, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance, But trust me, there are some rare 1971 pennies out there that are worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Whether it's a rare error or a specific mint mark, you could have a hidden treasure in your collection. And today, we're going to show you how to spot it. So, stick around, because this could be the video that helps you find your next valuable coin. Music fades out as the host begins speaking. Let's start with the basics. The 1971 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running series of pennies featuring Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse, you've got Lincoln's profile, and on the reverse, you'll see the familiar Lincoln Memorial, which was used from 1959 to 2008. Cut to close-up shots of a 1971 Lincoln penny, showing both sides. One thing to keep in mind is that 1971 pennies were struck in both the Philadelphia Mint, with no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, with a D mint mark. So, your 1971 penny might have one of these two mint marks or, in some cases, even be a proof coin from the San Francisco Mint, which is rarer and more collectible. Now, if you just have a regular 1971 penny in average condition, it's worth a 1 cent. But that's not the whole story. The value of the 1971 penny can go way up if it has certain errors, varieties, or unique features. So, let's dive into what makes the 1971 penny worth more than just a penny. Rarest coins. The most common reason the 1971 penny could be worth a lot of money is due to error coins. Error coins are a result of something going wrong during the minting process, and they can be incredibly valuable if they're rare enough. For the 1971 penny, there are two major errors you want to be on the lookout for: double dies and off-center strikes. Let's talk about the 1971 double die penny, which is one of the most sought-after errors in the coin world. So, what exactly is a double die? A double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or struck multiple times, causing a double image of the design on the coin. Cut to close-up of a 1971 double die penny, highlighting the double lettering on A Liberty and A In God We Trust. On a 1971 double die penny, you'll notice doubling on key features like the word A Liberty, the date A 1971, and the motto A In God We Trust. The doubling can be subtle or really noticeable, depending on how severe the error is. Sometimes the letters might look blurry or offset, making it easy to spot if you know what you're looking for. So, how much could the 1971 double die penny be worth? Well, it depends on the condition and the prominence of the doubling. For a 1971 double die penny in circulated condition, you could expect it to be worth anywhere from $10 to $1.50, but it gets better. If you've got one in uncirculated condition or with strong doubling, the value can easily climb to $100 to $300 or more. Cut to graphics showing the range of prices for a 1971 double die penny depending on the condition. Rarest coins. In the case of high-grade examples, like those graded MS-65 or higher, the coin could be worth several $100s. Some particularly well-struck double die pennies have even been known to sell for over $1,000 in auction. So, if you find one of these, it could be a real windfall. Now, let's talk about how to actually spot a 1971 double die penny. You'll want to take a good look at the letters and numbers on the coin. The doubling is most often seen in the word A Liberty, especially on the AL, AI, and AB. The AN and AG in A In God We Trust are also prime areas to check for doubling. Cut to close-up of a 1971 penny under magnification, focusing on the word A Liberty. Take your magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and examine these areas carefully. If the letters look doubled or the design looks blurry or faint, it could be a double die error. The doubling will often be most noticeable on the AT in A Trust and the A9 and A1 in the date. Don't forget to check both sides. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on the chance to find rare and valuable coins hiding in your pocket change. Rarest coins. Today's video is all about the 1968 Lincoln penny, a coin that might just be worth way more than its 1 cent face value. We're diving deep into the world of rare errors, mint marks, and other unique features that could make your 1968 penny worth a small fortune. So, Grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. Music fades out as the host continues speaking. Before we get into the rare and valuable versions of the 1968 Lincoln penny, let's take a quick look at the coin itself. The 1968 Lincoln penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front side, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse features the iconic Lincoln Memorial. Cut to close-up shots of a 1968 penny, showing both the obverse and reverse clearly. Now, 1968 is an interesting year in U.S. coinage because it marked the end of an era for pennies. That's the year the U.S. Mint switched from 95% copper and 5% zinc to the copper-plated zinc composition for pennies. So, if you're holding a pre-1968 penny, it's mostly copper, but starting in 1968, pennies were made with a copper coating over a zinc core. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1968 Lincoln penny worth more than just 1 cent. The truth is, most 1968 pennies are still only worth 1 cent unless you've got one with a rare error, a unique mint mark, or one of the more sought-after varieties. So, how do you know if your penny is one of these rare, valuable finds? Let's break it down. Rarest coins first up. We've got the famous 1968 double die penny. A double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts or misaligns, causing the design to appear twice, doubling the details on certain parts of the coin. This can make certain features, like the date, letters, and motto appear thickened or blurry, giving the coin a unique look. Cut to close-up of a 1968 double die penny, showing the doubled features, especially on A Liberty and A in God We Trust. For the 1968 double die, the doubling is most often seen in the word A Liberty and the motto A in God We Trust. The letters in these areas will look shifted or doubled, and they can be quite obvious, even to the naked eye in some cases. So, how much could the 1968 double die penny be worth? Well, it depends on a few factors, especially the severity of the doubling and the condition of the coin. For a circulated coin with mild doubling, you might be able to get anywhere from $10 to $50. However, if you have a high-grade example with strong doubling where the error is clearly visible and really stands out, your coin could be worth anywhere from $100 to $300 or more. Cut to graphic showing a range of values for a 1968 double die penny in different conditions. And if you happen to have a graded specimen with exceptional doubling in uncirculated condition, and we're talking about MS65 or higher, the coin could easily fetch several $100, or in rare cases, even over $1,000 at auction. Rarest coins. Now, the big question is, how do you spot a 1968 double die penny? The easiest place to start is by examining the A Liberty and A in God We Trust inscriptions on the obverse. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to look for any signs of doubling or shifting in the letters. Cut to close-up shots of a 1968 penny under magnification, focusing on A Liberty and A in God We Trust. Look closely for any signs where the letters appear to have been struck more than once, creating doubling. You may also notice that the date could have some extra thickness around the numbers, especially the A6 and the A8. Next up, we've got another rare error that can make your 1968 Lincoln penny worth more, the off-center strike. An off-center strike happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck off-center. This error can leave portions of the coin blank or cause parts of the design to be cut off completely. Cut to close-up. Oh, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of rare coins or just looking to see if your pocket change could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. Rarest coins. Today, we're diving deep into a penny that many of you may overlook, the 1978 Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth much more than its face value. So, stick around, because you might just have a small treasure in your pocket. Hey everyone, I'm Rarest Coins, and today we're going to explore the 1978 Lincoln penny, a coin that may be hiding an unexpected value. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more cool coin info and tips. Let's get into it. First, let's set the stage. The 1978D Lincoln penny is a regular issue coin from the U.S. Mint, with the D Mint mark indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. It's a copper penny, weighing 2.5 grams, and has the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Nothing particularly special, right? Well, here's the thing. While most 1978D pennies are worth only 1 cent, certain rare variants can command prices far higher than their face value. So, what makes these pennies stand out, and why are some of them so valuable? Let's dive deeper. Rarest coins now. The reason the 1978D penny is worth the money has to do with a specific error that occurred during its production. While most of these pennies are struck without any issues, some have a very special characteristic, doubling on the obverse, specifically on the word liberty and in God we trust. This is what's known as the double die error. Rarest coins. Double die coins are created when the die used to strike the coin isn't properly aligned, resulting in the design being impressed onto the coin more than once. In the case of the 1978D Lincoln penny, the doubling is most noticeable in the lettering, which appears thicker and more defined than usual. Here's a regular 1978D penny next to a double die penny. As you can see, the difference is night and day, especially in the details of liberty and in God we trust. If you happen to have one of these double die varieties, you're looking at a coin worth much more than just a penny. So, how much can a 1978D double die penny actually be worth? Well, it depends on the condition of the coin, but even in lower grades, this error penny can fetch anywhere from $50 to $100. However, in higher grades, especially uncirculated ones, you could see prices skyrocket to several $100s or more. To give you an idea, a 1978D double die penny in uncirculated condition could easily fetch $500 or more at auction, depending on demand and rarity. Some rare, high-grade specimens have sold for over $1,000. This particular coin here, graded at MS65, is considered to be in great condition. If you have one of these error coins, it's definitely worth getting it professionally graded to maximize its value. Rarest coins now. You might be wondering, how can I identify a 1978D double die penny? It's all about the details. The doubling is most noticeable on the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust on the obverse. You'll see a shadow or a second layer of the text, as if the coin was struck twice. Look closely at the L in Liberty. You shall. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we've got something really exciting for all you coin collectors and enthusiasts. We're going to talk about a penny that you may not expect to be worth much. But trust me, if you have one in your collection, it could be worth a lot more than you think. Yes, we're talking about the 2017 Lincoln penny. Stick around because this is one coin that might be hiding a rare surprise. Hi, I'm Rarest Coins. And in today's video, we're diving deep into the 2017 Lincoln penny, one of the most unique and valuable pennies in recent history. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos on rare coins. Let's get started. Rarest coins. The 2017 Lincoln penny is part of a special series minted in 2017 to commemorate a major change in U.S. coinage. For the first time in history, the U.S. Mint included a P Mint mark on pennies, signifying they were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But what makes this penny really stand out? Well, let me tell you. Now, the 2017 penny isn't particularly rare in terms of production numbers. It's a regular circulation coin, just like any other penny you'd find in your pocket change. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, and the reverse shows the iconic Lincoln Memorial. But despite this normal appearance, there's something very important about the 2017 penny that has numismatists and collectors excited. Let's talk about that P Mint mark. Historically, pennies have been struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but for over a century, the U.S. Mint never included the P Mint mark on pennies. In fact, it wasn't until 2017 that the P appeared on the reverse of the penny. Why? Well, This was to mark the 225th anniversary of the Philadelphia Mint. Rarest coins. While other coins like dimes, quarters, and half dollars have featured the P-Mint mark for decades, the penny had never been included in that group. In 2017, the Mint decided to add the P-Mint mark to honor the history of the Mint and its role in producing U.S. coins. And that, my friends, is the key to why the 2017 P. Lincoln penny is so valuable. So, while there are millions of these pennies in circulation, the fact that this is the first time the P-Mint mark has been used on a penny makes it a unique piece of American coinage history. But here's where it gets really interesting. Now, when it comes to value, most 2017 P pennies are still worth just 1 cent in regular circulation. However, certain versions of this penny are much more valuable than you might expect. So, what's the catch? Well, it all depends on a few key factors like condition and special errors. First off, if you find a 2017 P penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth between $1 to $3, depending on the market. This is because collectors seek out coins in excellent condition, and the 2017 P, being the first of its kind, holds extra appeal. Rarest coins. If you happen to find a 2017 P penny in mint state, say MS65 or higher, you could expect a value closer to $5 or $10. It's not a huge amount, but for a penny that you might find in your pocket, it's definitely more than just face value. Now, where the real potential for big money comes in is if your 2017 P penny has a rare error. Error coins are a collector's dream, and certain vary.